Welcome to Scam of the Week and the AFR, the Australian Financial Review, which never saw a rich person that they did not admire, nor a billionaire that they did not worship, published this story this week. The cost of living crisis is apparently forcing hard-working Aussies to orchestrate fake divorces. Still smarting that Labor outfoxed the Libs on the Stage 3 tax cuts, and that they, the AFR themselves, would also be only getting $4,000 cash rather than the $9,000 that they so richly deserved, claimed that hard-working Aussies were doing it so tough during this cost of living crisis that they had to cook up fake divorces in order to, and we quote, make it easier to qualify for childcare subsidies and family tax benefit payments. Now, to be fair to high-income, hard-working Aussies, high-income people do work hard and they do pay tax, and unlike multinationals, they deserve the benefits to be enjoyed in Australian society from their taxes. But they do not have to economise on things like food, which is essential only on holiday houses like the couple to which the AFR was referring. Let's face it, if you get divorced, you have two family homes to sell entirely CGT-free rather than just the one lame old mansion. Some scallywag on Twitter observed that the AFR had just established new marriage vows till negative gearing do us part. It is these ties of love that bind us. And this story had a bit in common with another contender for Scam of the Week. Anonymity is the factor it had in common. The entire press gallery was scammed into splashing this week on the mysterious traitor in our midst, an unnamed former politician who, as the SMH screamed in the headline, "Your cover is blown. ASIO boss reveals politician betrayed Australians to foreign spies." We encountered some blowback by positing on social media that this was a beat-up, a political distraction. But to be fair to ourselves, come on, there was nobody named in any of the stories splashed through the entire media. Nobody is being prosecuted, despite this heinous act of betrayal of Australia. And it was several years ago, to boot. Now, a good chunk of our political classes now work for foreign weapon manufacturers enabling genocide in the Middle East. So double standards are at play very much also. And besides, there was heavy speculation, of course, that it was Chinese spying related. The dreaded Chinese, the red ragging. It is self-evident that the Chinese are big on spying, but also that everybody spies. That's the whole point of things like submarines. What do they do 99% of the time? Spy. And also that Australia itself is still covering up for its spying in East Timor. There were so many scams this week, in fact, that frankly we were befuddled by them all. And of course, there is one scam of the century, Benjamin Netanyahu, who has scammed the entire political and media leadership of the Western world with his Israel self-defense scam, which hit new heights this week with the massacre of starving Palestinian people. Then there was the ramping up, of course, of the nuclear energy scam, because nuclear energy doesn't work, it's too expensive, and the gas shortages scam from the biggest LNG exporter in the world, Australia. We apparently have a gas shortage again. This has been going on, these claims, for more than 10 years. Just PR for foreign multinationals, and also the subject of another video this week. So there's a host of liberal fear-mongering scams as well about foreigners and crime sprees ahead of the Dunkley by-election, about immigrants, the dreaded immigrants, the armada, the fleet of boat people descending upon us, and the usual suspects by the usual suspects. And the government is still not fessed up to flogging weapons to Israel on the grounds that, wait for it, we exposed this this week, we're not flogging weapons to Israel. We're only selling weapons parts, and the part does not make the whole. Therefore, our hands do not have blood upon them. But for sheer cuteness, we have to give the award for Scam of the Week to the AFR's anonymous fake divorce people. Oh, that they were named. Thank you. Please share, like, and comment in the section below.